Shields up, Iron Breakers. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing good on this fine Thursday evening. Today we're going to be checking out the Developer Direct from Xbox, which goes live in about 30 minutes. As per usual, I like to start things a little bit earlier so that everybody has time to see the notifications, come join in and chat. We can hang out for a little bit before we actually get all of the news and stuff. So, before we get started, the 4 games that Microsoft says they're going to be showcasing here are Avowed, Ara History Untold, Senua's Hellblade II, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and the Indiana Jones game. So it's like the 2 games that I'm really interested in from this particular list are Avowed and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. These are the 2 games that I'm really interested in. I don't think that Ara History Untold is going to be for me. As for the Indiana Jones game, I don't know. I'm willing to be persuaded. You know, I'm an indie fan. The thing is, the last couple of movies that they've made for Indiana Jones, they've been kind of rough. They've been kind of rough, you know? It's like, yeah. So we'll have to see how the game pans out. Although I should also point out that, for instance, when it comes to Star Wars, the last couple of movies of Star Wars are also pretty friggin' bad. However, the stories in the video games are not that bad. Like, Jedi Survivor was pretty good. The one that came before it, which one was it? Jedi Fallen Order, in my opinion, also pretty decent. You know, it's like, who knows? Maybe the future of Indiana Jones is actually in video games as opposed to being in film. So, we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Not gonna lie, I've been making moves to leave the Xbox platform, getting full screen ads on boot up crossed the line for me. It's like I myself have been focusing more on PC recently because, I don't know, I'm not interested in the business model of Game Pass. I've always said, look, I think it's tremendous value proposition. You know, you pay your $15 a month or whatever, you get like hundreds of games that you can play. But I'm not interested in consuming video games the same way that I consume Netflix. So it's really not for me. So that's not something that I'm super interested in. And, you know, some of the stuff that I've been hearing from the PlayStation camp has me a little bit, I don't know. So PC might be the way forward, but we shall see how that ends up happening. So, I figured we'd go ahead and check out some of these trailers while we're waiting for the games that are going to be shown. So, I'm going to check out this trailer. This was posted like 4 months ago. This is Ara History Untold. Not Ara. Okay? Not Ara. PC Game Pass. I think this is kind of like a Civ game as far as I'm aware.
Let's go back to the beginning. There, the world untouched. No thrones ascended. No history yet written. Just people waiting to be led somewhere extraordinary by you.
Do we have somebody from Portugal?
Will you be wise?
I would not be wise. I'd be like
Will you
a tyrant.
Or will conquer?
Yep, that's me. Oh, it's straight up real-time strategy?
However
That actually
you
looks
choose
somewhat
to
interesting.
Change the world. One thing is certain. History will never be the same.
It's your world now. Ara, History Untold. So this is only PC. This one's not coming to the Xbox. Interesting. I find it very interesting that they're doing a developer diary, and this is like one of their kind of like flagship titles for their developer diary. Because I kind of feel like there's not a big, massive push in real-time strategy, although this is not just real-time strategy, right? So I don't know. Should be interesting why they're putting so much weight behind this title. You know, this is one of them. The other one is obviously this one. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Who's not hyped for this one?
I've dreamt of this.
Yes,
This
4X. You're right.
place
It is
of
called
fear and
4X.
fury. Do you hear it? The heartbeat of the lost ones.
Do we have any Senua fans in chat? Let's hit that like button if you like Senua.
I can feel them on
I'm
my
going to be
skin.
playing this for sure. Senua is not a walking simulator. Come on now.
Inked in blood. I won't stop fighting for them.
Senua's Saga Hellblade
Until the
2.
very last beat fades away.
You've never played the first one, Wada? I think it's really good. Like, this is actual gameplay, by the way. What you guys were watching right there, that's actual gameplay.
All the lives inside me tell me to let go. The shadow will always hang over me. What will I become?
So this one should be very interesting. I suspect that we're going to be getting a release date for this today. Like, it just makes sense for them to announce a release date. No, the event hasn't started yet. The event's going to be starting in about like 20 minutes, give or take. But I would expect us to actually get a release date to this today. That would be my expectation. Not sure how much more they're going to be showing, like what other grand features they're going to be showing, because at the end of the day, this is not a complex game in terms of explaining what it's all about. This is all about, you know, you play as this character, just third person, very close angle. The combat is meant to feel claustrophobic, and, you know, you're just going through the world and experiencing everything. And I enjoyed the original Hellblade. It was insane. It was one hell of a ride. Hellblade 2, the biggest thing that I would want them to improve is give a little bit more depth to the combat, because the combat was very simple in the original Hellblade. And I think the only thing left to reveal for the game right now would be a release date. I don't know what else they can announce for it. So if they're making a direct, and this is one of the flagship games that is featuring, most likely, you know? Some leaks say release around March. Listen, you can't release games in March. You can't do it. I forbid everyone from releasing games in March. You're not allowed. It's just like, listen, okay? Dragon's Dogma 2 has staked their claim to March. That's it. Nobody else gets to release games on March. It is over. All right? Dragon's Dogma 2. That's the only game coming out on March. We already have Rise of the Ronin. I think they're so smart. They're going to regret that release date. I'm telling you right now. They're going to regret that release date, but it is what it is. That comes out at the end of March, though. What do you have before the end of March? What do you have at the end of February, Dead Rocky? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah, exactly. You can't release this in March. You can't do it. It's illegal. Okay? Unacceptable. And then the other game, this is something that I'm very interested in, is Avowed. And we actually have 2 trailers for this one.
We have always known war.
Elden Ring does not come out March 22nd. Shut up, Nicholas.
It forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our foes.
No, I have not played Pillars.
Now
I think I
our
own one of
oaths
those games,
are
though, on
lost,
PS4.
Forsaken.
Maybe. It hasn't started yet, MB17PT. We're just watching some trailers.
Our sins have borne. Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
This looks cool. This is what I want to play. This is probably the title I'm most interested in that is being talked about today. Avowed. They have a more recent trailer that we can go through here, which is this one. Would you pay $60 for the Elden Ring expansion? Yes, I would. With a big smile on my face.
People don't like you very much, do they? Sent here to the living lands by an emperor who couldn't bother to come himself.
I love the art style. Yeah, we're playing guns, boys. There's no gun lance, but there's gunslinger. Look at that. Look at the guns, dude.
Sent here to the living lands by an emperor who couldn't bother to come himself.
Bang!
To investigate some plague that seems to be corrupting our very souls. You want us to...
Bro, was that a dwarf? Did my man just really boot a dwarf? No, it's just a big guy. Okay. He just has a really sweet beard, because it almost looked like a dwarf. It looked like somebody just booting a dwarf, and that was... I mean, come on now. Be reasonable, please.
You want us to trust you.
But he gave him the boot.
But the truth is, you scare us. The way you fight. The power you wield. The
Nah,
secrets
guns,
you keep.
dude.
You're either here to save us.
See, that looked like a dwarf.
Or destroy us.
Why would they show the butchering of dwarves? I hope I can be a dwarf.
So now that you have all this power, What are you gonna do with it?
I love the charge. Like, look at that shield charge.
What are you gonna do with it?
Like, that's a shield charge right there. Look at how fast that character's going. Zoosh. Boom! To the face! See, that's my character right there. With the shield charge, then he's going to pull out a gun and blast this thing straight in the face, like point blank. We're talking like, what was the name of the gun? The blunderbuss. We're talking blunderbuss style, okay? Point blank, scatter shot, put a hole in this damn creature. Beautiful. So this is the game that I really want to see today. I also want to see a release date, and it better not be anywhere close March 2024. You understand me? Do you understand me? You better understand me. Don't give me no lip. Don't you give me no lip. You understand? What about you guys? How are we feeling about Avowed? Like, how are we feeling about the games that are being shown? Which one are you most excited for? Let's actually do a quick poll. Let's see what's happening with the games that we have. Best game today. And let's put in Avowed, Aura, History, Untold. These are the 4 games we know they're going to be talking about. Aura, History, Untold, Indiana Jones. I'm just going to say Hellblade 2 because otherwise it's going to be one hell of a long-ass title. And I'm putting the poll together. Let's go. Boom. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do remember you can hit the like button. It really helps me out in the channel. So thank you for going ahead and doing that. Boom, 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 boom. Do you think any of these games will be shadow dropped today? I didn't even consider that. Shit, they might. They might. That would actually be really bad. I mean, what day is today? 18th? Actually, if Avowed dropped today, that would actually be really good. I just download and play Avowed. There you go. That's like the game that I play until we get access to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Sounds good. They said no shadow drops? Aww. Hi-Fi Rush Anniversary? Hi-Fi Rush was really good. I like that. Rip Return to World, huh? It's not Rip. The thing is, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is so close, and I want to keep the pacing that I usually do in my Return to World streams. That is to say, I want to take my time. And if I take my time going through Iceborne, there's no way we finish Iceborne ahead of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So it just doesn't make sense to jump into Iceborne right now. So we're going to be doing the other games, and then we're going to be returning to World later and do Iceborne. Exactly. Return to World is until Wilds come out. We got plenty of time. Isn't Final Fantasy Rebirth before Grand Blue? No, Final Fantasy Rebirth is at the end of February, whereas Grand Blue is at the beginning of February. As a matter of fact, Grand Blue, technically speaking, is going to be on the 28th of January. Although I don't know if I can stream it on release because it's my son's birthday. So, yeah. Have you seen that MMO called Throne and Liberty? See, when somebody releases a video game that comes with a mode that the game plays itself, I instantly lose all interest. I know that they've since removed that mode, but there's nothing stopping them from reintroducing it at a later date. And I'm like, you've shown your hand. I'm good. I got plenty of games I want to play. You guys can keep your self-playing mobile trash and, you know, not interested. Grand Blue combat fun for Souls gamer, or is it like Xenoblade? It's much more action-y than Xenoblade. It's almost like a mix of Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma, almost. But Grand Blue has auto, but you can't play auto when you're in endgame. And it's not really auto, you still have to move the character. Like, Throne and Liberty straight up plays the game for you. More like Tales of Arise? I don't think it's like Tales of Arise. A lot of people look at the art style and they seem to think that, you know, the combat plays like Tales of Arise. It plays nothing like Tales of Arise. I can understand that people try to equate those things because of the art style, but it plays absolutely nothing like Tales of Arise. But yeah, in Endgame, the developers, it was actually funny if you guys watch that showcase. The developers actually say, when they're talking about Endgame, they were saying, okay, look, when you get to Endgame, it's time for you to take off the training wheels, which is basically what they consider assist mode. They're like, you know, when you're at the Endgame, we expect you to have learned enough that you can just take those things away and you'll be good. Grand Blue beats Tails for me. Probably, yeah. I think I like Grand Blue more as well. Yeah, 100%. Combat-wise, 100%. Throne and Liberty remove the auto BS. There's nothing stopping them from reintroducing it, though. That's the problem. You know, it's just one of those situations where they've shown their hand, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm like, I'm good. It was the same thing with Destiny when they showed their hand by scamming the players with the EXP throttling. I was like, yeah, I'm good. You guys showed your hand. I'm good. I'm not interested in your business anymore. Good luck. By the way, did you see Asmon clearing Raging Braki and Furious Rajang? No, I haven't seen it yet. I saw him clear Raging Braki in a group, though. I'm not sure if he soloed that or not, but yeah. I'd prefer if Grand Blue let me change character during gameplay. You don't need that. You don't need that because playing a single character already has enough depth to it. Personally, I even prefer it like that. Usually whenever you have these games that let you swap between characters, I usually like to set up the AI in a way that I don't have to swap between characters because I like focusing on one character. I like focusing on my one dude. I love that when he tried Safi and didn't notice the timer. Oh, damn. He's going to try and solo Safi? Oof. That's going to be miserable. I would not recommend that. Wait, just play Genshin then. No, I don't like Genshin. The stamina system in Genshin I thought was terrible for that video game. It wasn't even, interestingly enough, it wasn't even the gacha mechanics that took me away from Genshin. It was simply their stamina. I thought the stamina system is so stingy, it made me feel miserable. It made me feel like I was actually playing a mobile game, like I was asking for permission to move my character. That's how stingy the stamina felt in that game. I was like, nah, bruh. I am good. I'm really impressed on how Asmon just first tries most of the monsters. I find it interesting because in one part you see a lot of people complaining, saying, "Oh, he's not improving because of divine blessing," and then on the other hand, people are like, "Oh, it's so impressive. He kills monsters first try." Yeah, because he knows how to play. Yeah, that's when I gave up on Genshin. I was just like climbing something and I was, oh man, this feels terrible. I don't understand why you would make a stamina system so incredibly restrictive that it feels like an absolute chore. So looking at our, oh wow. Looking at our games here, it looks like we got Avowed at top, 58%. Hellblade coming in second place, 29%. Indiana Jones at 11%. And Hara History Untold at 4%. It's impressive how much, chat reflects my own personal interest division across the 4 games that they've announced they're going to be talking about today. It's pretty much like this for me as well. I'm mostly interested in Avowed. I'm also interested in Hellblade 2. And the other 2 games, like, whatever. We'll see about Indiana Jones, but Aura is not for me. It does look interesting, though, I will say. I hadn't seen that trailer before. The trailer does look really good, especially if you're someone that potentially likes Age of Empires, but with a 4X twist. You're a 4X Andy? Oh, you're eating good. You're eating good. Avowed is where we're going to get more close to Elder Scrolls 6. Yep, definitely seems like it. Listen, I want to play a dwarf with a gun. That's what I want. Shield bash and gun. Shield and gun. Bang. We're all Ironbreakers. There we go. There we go. It is what it is. Indiana Jones is more a nostalgia thing for me, but definitely interested in Avowed. Yeah, I agree. It is more nostalgia. I miss old school Indiana. I mean, I just miss old school LucasArts movies, dude. LucasArts used to be so good. They'd make something and you'd be like, oh man, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be a fantastic experience. Nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, nowadays. Who's making indie? Machine Games. I've never heard of them. What has Machine Games done? Let's see. Machine Games. What have you boys done? Check out our open positions. 2009. Founding members of Starbreeze Studios. Where do I know Starbreeze from? Oh, they did Wolfenstein? Okay. These are the guys who do Wolfenstein. Bum, bum, bum. Wolfenstein, Quake. Okay, so they do shooter games. I guess we can expect the indie game to be kind of like a first-person shooter. But I mean, I feel like Indiana Jones works better as a third-person. Kind of like an Uncharted, really, because that's what Uncharted is. It's an Indiana Jones game. I feel like the Uncharted formula would be the best for this boy. KOTOR Remake, please? I mean, if KOTOR Remake, it would probably be announced on PlayStation, because they initially announced it there, I would imagine. Watching your streams is nostalgic to me now. As soon as I say I play Dark Souls and say, come at me, bro, I subbed. Come at me, bro. Let's go. Fate of Atlantis is Indie's best. Dude, that was one of those games that I actually played a ton. I don't think I finished it, but I played a ton. I remember the little fighting thing where he would click the other dudes and he would punch them. I like that one. I like that game. That game was good. Salaham Effendi. What's the deal on rumors of Dragon Age Origins remake? I mean, what else is BioWare gonna do? That's evil. I didn't have to go that far. That was pretty messed up. Come on. Where's this premiere? Let's go, Xbox. It's time. Where's my premiere, bro? Vanquiz, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. In my opinion, Xbox should really try making new exclusives and focus less on Game Pass. That's not happening. Game Pass is their business model. That's just it. Like, that's their business model now. Oh god, why don't people use the sci-fi one like I do, dude? Seriously, this one is terrible. Like, who likes this Premiere template? Who likes it? Don't you guys all prefer the one that I use, the sci-fi template? Isn't it like a million times better than this piece of trash? Like, listen to this. It's actually painful for your ears. Look at this. It's actual pain. Good lord. The sci-fi one is good, Wada. Come now. Let's, I mean, come on. Isn't this default? Yeah, this is the default one. I always change it. Always, always, always change it. Ain't no way I use the basic bitch one. Okay, let's pause this. And let's get started. Okay, what do you guys got? Hit me. Hit me! 18 plus. They're opening with Senua? Yep, they're opening with Senua. Oh no, this is all of them. This is a montage. We're gonna need a montage! 4 unique games. My man doing cartwheels! Todd motherfucking Howard. Todd Howard's in the house, y'all. Okay, where are we starting? I would expect them to start with Ara. Let's see if I get it right. Nope. We're starting with Avowed. Very well. Hit me!
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands.
That looks really good.
A frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the Living Lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Rurikhan, trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course,
roached out.
Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Rurikhan was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players.
The game looks really good.
The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
This fall. Okay, fall is smart. No release date, just fall? Fall 2024. They're not even committing to a hard release date. Interesting. Okay. Damn, they're starting with the two most important ones straight off the bat. They're probably going to finish on Indiana Jones then, which means Ara is next.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade II, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
You see how small you are. Do you see how the pitiless world stamps you down?
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions,
Hellblade is not meant to be a 30-hour experience.
Some of which will value her unique perspective, and others
I don't know what
who
people
will
are
reject
expecting. If you've played the
Little
original
by little.
Hellblade, you'll get it.
This settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to act from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
What will they do to her? What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies.
What the hell? YouTube, come now. YouTube. Bruh.
They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
21st of May. That's a good release time, actually. I don't think anything's happening around then. That's pretty good. That's really all we needed from that game. 21st. Let's go. May 21st. We in there. We're streaming this one. Uh-oh. Square Enix? This is that new Legend of Mana game. Isn't it?
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer
Mana
for
series
the Mana
producer.
series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を
Sneak
Xbox
peek
ユーザーの皆
Visions
さん
of
に
Mana.
いち早くお伝えで
I'm
きる機
gonna
会を
lower
いた
their
だけて
volume and I'll speak.
大変光栄です。
This is the first new installment for console in the mainline Mana titles in over 15 years, and the first to launch on Xbox. Mana series began as a Final Fantasy adventure back in 1991. It had all the elements of a true Mana game, an emotional narrative about the power of mana, quirky cast of characters, memorable music, and a weapons-based battle system. So we've produced 17 of these beloved titles so far. I played Trials of Mana, it was really cool. 30 years of mana history behind us. We're incorporating all we've learned into Visions of Mana to create a game brimming with everything that makes the series unique. You can really lose yourself in the vibrant environments of the world of Mana, where nature and the elementals live in harmony. Fan-favorite monsters will also be making a welcome return. I can get behind this. I love Trials of Mana. It was really fun. I want to play this. Today I'm joined by the creator of some of those monsters and father of the Mana series, Koichi Ishii. Tell you what you can expect from Visions of Mana.
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Gretz. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players.
Since the start of the series, I've been designing monsters for these games. There are even some monsters in there that I had in my head ever since I was in elementary school. For Visions of Mana, I supervised the implementation and transformation of enemies from pixelated sprites into living, breathing monsters for you to encounter in the game. The animations are looking really good. Ever since we made Final Fantasy Adventure, I focused on how best to represent the fully formed living creatures in my head using the latest tools available to me. This applies to whatever project I work on. In Visions of Mana, the monsters aren't just the adorable little critters you know. I made sure to add frightening elements to their designs as well. Pay attention to their expressions during the fight scenes. In the past, the Mana series has featured beloved companions to help you travel to distant lands by sea or sky. Visions of Mana will introduce new friends, the Pickles, to quickly traverse the expansive ground map. Visions of Mana will introduce new friends. Their design was also handled by Ishii. When I had to invent a new animal companion, I had a vague idea that it needed to be adorable enough to be a mascot for the game. Then I thought it could be a Yorkshire Terrier crossed with the armadillo-like pangolin with elements inspired by Anubis form from Egyptian mythology. Damn! Once I had the concept, I took pieces from all those ideas and drew up the rough design. Collaborating with other designers on details such as leg length and appearance when curled up was an iterative process, but after careful consideration of its in-game look, the Pickle was born. Another key challenge was creating a new musical score that captures the magic of the past installment's diverse composers, while elevating the gaming experience. The soundtrack will have that characteristic Mana flair, with contributions from musical creators who lent their talents to previous Mana titles. Visions of Mana boasts an astounding track list of 100 songs in total. We've also added a new adaptive music system which will allow players to seamlessly transition from map exploration to battles. To heighten the player's sense of urgency, the arrangement of the background music changes the moment you enter or leave combat. Good. I like dynamic music. Let's take a listen. It's a little bit too chill for me. Speaking of combat, this newest Mana installment really delivers the action part of its action RPG moniker. Aerial combat takes the battles to new heights, allowing for physical attacks with weapons and magic attacks in midair. Visions of Mana, the Elementals, a series staple, can assist the players in battles in the form of specialized items. Each of these weapons has a different effect in combat according to its respective. The grand and mysterious powers of the Elementals, spirits allow for fast-paced, flexible fighting styles the players will love. Damn! Look at that finisher. Very proud of the pickles and new versions of the monsters. Most importantly, with Oyamada at the helm, the whole team has worked tirelessly to make Visions of Mana a faithful addition to the series. We hope you're looking forward to the game's release. I personally can't wait to get a chance to play the full game myself. This is the first time the Mana series is releasing on Xbox. We will be sharing more information soon, so keep an eye out. How are we feeling about this? How are we feeling about this, chat? W? W or L? We cannot wait to take the Xbox community on this unforgettable adventure this summer. Visions of Mana, summer 2024. Okay, I'm going to increase the volume again now. W, W. I'm seeing a lot of W's. There you go. There you go. Big W. Okay, I'm happy. Personally, I want to play it. I mean, it all depends on what we have available at the time, because there might be other titles that creep in. But I'm excited for it.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Ara History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might? Scientific advancement? The choice is theirs. In Ara, there are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza, They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Aura that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Aura compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment.
Sure.
This system makes Aura just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Aura, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our
Where's
leaders.
Portugal?
Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or
Come now.
prominent government figures. But leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making
She
Aura
has a
for.
hammock underneath her desk.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
"Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
Someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Aura.
It looks good if you're into this kind of game. It's just not really for me personally, but it looks good. Fall 2024. And it looks like it's going to clash with Avowed anyway, so. Alright. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, do remember you can hit the like button. It really helps me out, so thank you. Sheen Games, tell us about this Indiana Jones game.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure.
Please don't have Crystal Skull in there.
Iconic franchises
The Last
in pop
Crusade.
culture.
That's it. It ends
in this
there.
Game,
yes.
You aren't just
See,
playing
there you go. It ended in Temple of Doom. Exactly.
Just
like the real movies.
We hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with
Indiana
the game.
Jones
It's
game
been a long
just
time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
All right.
Let me tell you what you
Straight up gameplay.
Missing.
Nice.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have.
Do we have Harrison
built
Ford's
yourself a life
appearance?
instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Yes! He gave him a headbutt. What a Chad. What a Chad, bro.
Myths.
Oh, it's first person? I want a
History.
third person. I really want a
There's
third
different
person.
ways to interpret the past.
Wait. That's not him. Somebody else is voice
Thousands
acting.
of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried,
That is not him.
just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Harrison Ford was probably too expensive. The Wilhelm scream.
Throughout history,
Oh, it's just like
mankind has
Temple of
built
Doom.
sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
That animation is looking a bit rough. That animation needs some work.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chirkulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
The models look very good, but the animations are looking rough.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories.
I want to hear from the
Most
animation
of us grew
people.
up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight, all of these moments are much more intense in first person.
But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Getting the hang of this.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure, with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up
I
on
wouldn't
you
say
and gets
that I'm
under your
invested,
skin like he gets
Antonio.
under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given
I'm
situation
seeing a
is
little
up to
bit
you.
too much use
You
of
may
the whip,
choose
though.
to sneak around an enemy patrol.
Indy
or
does
maybe
use the
you
whip,
just
but it's
pick up
not
a
like
shovel
he's
and whack
running
them on
around
the
and
back of their
whipping
head.
everybody.
And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us
I'm willing
for
to
our
give
big
it a shot.
reveal of Indiana Jones.
I'm willing
and
to
the
give it
Great
a
Circle.
shot.
Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more
Look at
soon.
Todd taking the idol. Did you guys see Todd taking the idol? I still feel like the animations look rough. That's my biggest criticism. Animations look rough, and the voice actor is clearly not Harrison Ford, but obviously Harrison Ford would probably like cost them an arm and a leg, which would bloat their budget beyond belief. At least I don't think that was Harrison Ford, right? Does anybody think that was Harrison Ford? We're gonna get another surprise announcement. Let's see what the other surprise is. Oh, it's just Teatro Sizzle? That was only one surprise? Oh. I expected one more.
Should I take one?
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
So, what are we thinking about Indiana Jones overall in chat here, huh? W or L?
Stay happy.
What are we
Creating
thinking?
An immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
L? L? Damn, Gollum? Gollum 2? Damn! Fucking savage! Holy shit! You guys are savage! Gollum 2? Jesus Christ! Oh my god! I'm willing to give it a shot. My biggest thing when it comes to the indie game is like, I feel like we already have a better Indiana Jones game in Uncharted, personally. But just looking at what I see on this presentation, like I'm willing to give it a shot because I'm a big indie fan. I love Indiana Jones, right? The three movies that they showed, those movies are awesome. The other one, however, the following ones like Crystal Skull and whatever this last one was called, which I haven't even seen yet, those don't seem quite as interesting.